All right, could you describe how you got started with design work?
In 10th grade, I took my first art class in high school. And the art teacher at the time saw that I had talent. I was enjoying myself. He encouraged my parents to come see him at parent teacher conferences. My mother was an educator, so that was the last stop she wanted to make. And after reviewing my work, he encouraged my mother and my father to send me to the College for Creative Studies to further my talents and really enrich and nourish my talents. And so from there, my parents supported me, and I took more classes from figure drawing, printmaking, all great foundations to an art-based career. After being on campus, the automotive chairman of design there, Carl Olson, encouraged me to take my love of art, designing and being creative, and applying that to automotive design. I had not thought about that field before. He encouraged me to take a intro to auto class, and from there I found it challenging and I really loved it. He also told me that there were not many minorities and females in the field, so my perspective would be very valuable. And I didn't look back. And from there, my uncles who worked at General Motors at the time got a hold of a few designers to be a mentor to me. So I thought that was really important looking back to make sure that I had someone that looked like me that was in the auto industry. So that really helped me focus. That mentor, whose name is Marietta Ellis, looked over my work and gave me some encouragement for improvement to get through my collegiate years. And during that time, I had two internships, 1 year with Ford, and the second one was with General Motors. At General Motors, it was great. I had hands-on experience right in the studio. So I really learned a lot in that internship. So because of all of that, I would say my experience was great. You know, open arms, very nurturing, accepting. Now, was I still a minority? Of course, there were not many of us there. But looking back on that, you know, when we started looking at the number of women, the number of minorities to where we are today, those numbers have increased significantly. And just knowing that many years ago, how we knew the importance of diversity then and how that would make us better as designers, having different viewpoints to come in and how we can connect with our customer, that foundation was there when I got here, you know, many years ago. So now, where we are now, it's just amazing. We just continue to build upon that foundation. So now you hear a lot about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So by having that foundation, it just makes that even stronger with those efforts. And so from there, when I tell my story about my high school art teacher influencing me, that started a discussion of how do we build the pipeline? We have this wonderful program called You Make a Difference, and it's modeled after that concept. Starting early on, really tapping into young talent early. Waiting to your collegiate years, that's too late. You know, getting them early, middle school, high school. So our program here at General Motors Design has been in place for many years. And we started out with just Southeastern Michigan high schools. But through COVID, we've been able to expand even further because the program is virtual as well. So starting to tap into that talent early so that we can continue to build that diverse pipeline of talent. And again, this is over 28 years, to start out and have some presence. Again, my mentor was the first here. at General Motors. And so when I came in, I could see her, and there were others. I could name them, but I won't. But they. And of course you want to see, more, but I have to say from then until now, the numbers have gotten better. The diversity and the aspect of diversity has gotten better. Our understanding on what that means has gotten better. But because I can't stress that enough, because that foundation was there, that when we started to add the inclusion, the equity piece of. So I am a member of the G-Man organization, and that's General Motors African Ancestry Network. And it is an ERG or an affinity group that we have here at General Motors. And it's really designed to help the company be more competitive. And when you look at, like minds with similar backgrounds coming together to help develop and inspire and engage, it is super powerful. So I'm excited to be a part of that organization, and it really drives excellence in our organization and with the members of the group. The things that I'm really excited about with the group, definitely the product piece of it, for us to know the product, us to be out in the community talking about our great products. The mentorship program, I think, is one of the best that we have at General Motors. Definitely there are others, but the mentorship program is extremely powerful. I've participated in the program for many, many years. When I look at mentorship, some think it's a one-way learning process, but no way. It's full circle. It's extremely powerful. If I took 1 year off, it is, just dearly missed. Everyone grows immensely from the program. And just one point that I would like to make on mentorship within G-Man and just in general. When I look at mentorship, I look at individuals that could look like me, but your mentors don't have to look like you. And I encourage individuals to think about that when you maybe seek mentorship, or if someone offers to mentor you, is your mentor does not have to look like you. And your mentors may change throughout your career, and be open to that. And when I look at G-Man and I look at our mentorship program, it is also diverse. So it is extremely powerful. And the last component with G-Man is our community outreach. We are out there in the community fundraising and being a part of other important initiatives to help the community. Being the first African-American female to hold this position, it is extremely meaningful. It's humbling. What it means to me is the hard work, the passion, being bold and daring to pursue a non-traditional field, and a non-traditional field for, females and African Americans, that it was worthwhile. That's confirmation that it's worthwhile. It's confirmation that all of the mentorship that was given to me, all of the coaching and support, the ones that have paved the way and, put stepping stones there for me, it is meaningful. It's confirmation that was well done by all to help me get here. What weighs heavy on me is that I can't be the last. So although I can celebrate, I quickly think about it would be even more meaningful to have more in this position. I hope here at General Motors, of course, but every time I get an opportunity to speak, that's where my passion comes from, is just really making sure people know my story to help encourage them that it can be done. It's very important for people to see, me, to represent African Americans and females. So yeah, it's a very meaningful position that I don't take lightly. But I always go back to the people side of it, and being in the position that I am in, how can I help others? So I definitely, being a part of the You Make a Difference program now in my current role, and helping elevate that, keeping that alive is very important to me. Our initiatives in design, we have a small group called the Women in the Design Leadership Forum. And what we do is we reach out to other women in design, and we help them stay engaged and empowered and, really inspired in their roles and how they can elevate their careers as well.
We did a Women's History Month forum, and there was one of your designers from GM, as well as someone from Ford and someone from University of Michigan. And one of our audience members said that she's an aspiring student at Lawrence Tech. She said, people tell me that, you got it made because you're a woman and you're going to be able to get special privileges because, they're going to look out for you.
Let me tell you, though, and if you want to record it, it's fine. One of the things that was shared with me going through school, I heard similar comments that because you are a woman or a minority, your path will be easy, right? So when you look at that, although I was encouraged to pursue the career because I'm an African American and a female, the talent has to be there. That talent cannot be ignored, and it has to be nourished. And we have to be mindful that that is first. All of the others are extras that we can help celebrate and connect with more people. So I myself, yes, of course, I heard the other side as well when I was going through school, but I never took advantage of it. And that could be part of my upbringing, to not take advantage of that. You have to know your talent, have to know your worth, be confident, be humble with it, and keep working at it. And actually, some of those voices that may come your way that may not sound so positive, use that as fuel to keep going. But, just a little advice for women or minorities that are considering a non-traditional field. I would say, if I look back, number one, confirm your talents. Start there at the foundation, because if that talent is not there, but you do need to confide in someone. So once you get that, that box checked, the rigor. Now, you hear about hard work all the time, right? That is very true. And if you love it, keep going, and surround yourself with people that can support you through the process. That's through mentorship and coaching, right? So you have to have that support system. I would also say be curious, stay curious, right? And by that, let that curiosity open your mind for new ways of thinking, because that's only going to make you even more creative. Next, I would say be comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, get out of your comfort zone. I was fortunate enough early in my career to be offered an international assignment. And I spent a year in Germany. And what an experience. I had never been away from, the Detroit metropolitan area to live anywhere. Of course, I would visit different areas, but in another country, really? Again, my foundation, my core, my parents, my mentors, they supported me. You need to do this. This will be great for your career and definitely for my personal growth. So I would say definitely be willing to get out of your comfort zone, because once you do it once, you're going to be ready for the next and the next challenge. And that really helps set you apart. And I think, again, this humble confidence that I talk about quite often is when you have your mentors and your coaches, they're going to give you honest feedback. So what you do with that feedback is so important. And if you can't humble yourself to hear it and react to it, it won't work. So, I would just say that confidence is important, but put the humble with it so that you have the opportunity to continue to listen, learn, and grow.